This meeting is being recorded.
Well. Fancy meeting you blokes somewhere in a box. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you back. And guess what? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all our ladies, gentlemen, and as another fellow used to say, to our non-binary folks. We've relaunched. This is episode 1, AC. And if you're wondering what AC is, it's after Christian, so we're going to honour him. Marto?
Beautiful.
Tone?
Hello, the GLR is back. The good-looking rooster is here again.
Go the Swannies.
The Swannies, yes.
We're not talking footy tonight, boys. We don't want to be talking footy.
Okay,
no, not yet anyway.
How are you, Tone? How are you, Taz?
All right. Pretty good.
Yeah. What's been happening?
Over here. Oh, no, go on, Marto.
Yeah, I'm just going to say my life's been a bit boring compared to yours, Taz. All I've been doing this work and living a single life while the missus is over in China. You've been to Warrnambool, you've been up and you've been chasing the Australia Cup with the Argonauts. You've been all over the place.
We have
holidays.
Well, I've had holidays, but sometimes, I wish I had the perfect job, and that's 5 days where I didn't work and 2 where I rested. What about you, Tone? What's been happening?
Oh, mate, there's not a lot really. Just I did have my sister, half sister here from down under there, from Wodonga, and she was here she was on a tour up around Tokyo and up north, and came down here for a few days. So that was great. She had a great time.
Where was the other half of her? If only half the sister came up.
There you go. Yeah, chainsaw.
Let's approach the elephant in the room, I guess, and that is very, very sad that we lost our chosen one, our leader, but also more importantly our friend. So it's taken us a bit of time to get this show back up and running, because as we know, we're pretty good talkers, but we're not necessarily the best tech savvy kind of people. So
he was definitely the brains of the operation, wasn't he?
Well,
as far as the show goes. As far as the show goes.
So very, very sad. We do miss him, but we have made a commitment to honour him by keeping this going. So for everyone out there watching, one thing we can assure you is it might look like Larry, Curly and Mo at the moment as the Three Stooges, but we will get better, and so too will our technology. But for now, just enjoy the beautiful, mosaics that we are. And if you don't like what we're saying, well, bad luck to you. So
there's got the 3 young stallions. We're really highly intelligent.
Right.
We're extremely intelligent. I like to call myself a bit of a Picasso and acquired taste, to be honest. Now, Tone, just out of curiosity, are you sort of kicking back, got the feet up? Because you look like
you're pretty laid back.
Hey,
Well, I'm sitting in the wife's chair that I haven't been able to sit in for centuries because we've cleaned this room out, and I feel like I'm at the beach. It's not the preferred chair. So I'm going to change it next week. I feel like I'm at the cricket or something. It's like
Yeah, we actually thought about. I know you go, Marta. Sorry.
I was going to say a relaxed tone is not an angry tone, so that's why he's got a smile on his face, nice and relaxed back there. Just take it in.
That's
great.
I thought it might have been something else that's making him happy, and that's maybe Tone. Have you thought about turning the chair the right way up when you're sitting on it?
That's a thought, isn't it?
Absolutely. Now, question. How good have the Kickstarters been?
They've been on fire, haven't they, boys?
Unbelievable, haven't they? They've been really
2 or 3 every week. It's great.
Awesome.
And how much money have you guys been making?
Well, we can't disclose that. It's a little bit of private information. But I've been doing all right. I can tell you that much off the Kickstarters, that's for sure.
A bit here and a bit there. Yes. I've had a little bit of a collect here and there. And
so are you primed again? Are you primed for a kick again this week?
Absolutely.
Oh, I reckon we'll go 3 out of 3 again.
But you know what
Best
scares
again.
me when you
Let's
say
go.
that? I'm scared when you say that, Tone, because it's like when you say something's immoral and then it runs last. Do you know what I mean? Oh, we're going to go 3 out of 3. Like
Guys-
yesterday, what did we do?
Yeah.
We with the Palti pickers again in honor of the Pez. We got the first one in, correct?
Yeah. And then we went to
We did.
Well, and then Tone sends through the message, we're going to get 3 out of 3. And as soon as I read that, I'm pulling my hair out thinking, how do I cash this ticket in now?
Catch out in the money.
How do I do it?
Hey, no, but he did declare the 3 Kickstarters 2 weeks ago, Taz, when we all lined up. That was great. That sort of come through. It was one premonition you've had, Tone, that's come to fruition.
Well, you got to remember. I suppose you got to remember too. Remember Stain Vita,
Yeah,
the horse Stain Vita. Yeah, was like in front and fell in a hole and broke its leg down in Melbourne years and years ago. It was a jumper, wasn't it?
Look,
I'm sure.
I mean,
Stain Vita.
was that in the 50s or 40s, Tone? When was it? I mean, I can't remember that far back. I'm just curious.
No, we had telephones and cars and that. It was the 70s. In the 70s, right. I think. Stain Vita. You look it up. Absolutely, yeah. There's a guy who went to jail. He borrowed a heap of money out of the safe from work. It wasn't me. And it was all over the front of the Melbourne papers there. He went to jail.
I do remember.
It was like, it was massive odds on. He was just going to, borrow the money, have the collect, put the money back on Monday, and everything's good as gold. But unfortunately, it didn't work out like that
yes, I do know of the story. The horse's name wasn't familiar to me, but I do know the story. I've heard that all before. Yes, taking the petty cash from work and loading up on the good thing that just never finished the race. Bastard.
Sad, wasn't it? It was like 10 lengths in front, wasn't it, mate? And fell in the hole.
There's the story goes, yes.
You'd be running for cover. But tell you what, whilst we're at it, we're talking about Kickstarters. We've gone 3 from 3. We went 2 from 3. Our form's been sensational. So, Marto, why don't you give us a little kick to Kickstarters?
Yes, let's go to Randwick, race 2, a little bit of water on the track. It's a nice draw for Navy Blood, the top weight. We're throwing Dylan Gibbons on the back without the claim. Arguably should have won the, the Canberra Guineas a couple of starts back, but got held up and trapped in a bit of room, got out late, absolutely flew home late for a very close 4th, and then come up to Newcastle for that their big day there. On the heavy track, and absolutely brained him. He's drawn barrier 5, so I'd love to see Gibbo just stay 2 off the rail, even 3 wide with cover, and maybe 1 or 2 back from the speed, and he will just explode late. This thing is well beyond a midway grade. This is a future stakes horse and possibly into group stages later, but well beyond a midway race. I think this is one of the best of the day.
What price is it, Marto? $2.50
at the moment. We're at $2.45, so yeah, you're getting around $2.50 depending on where you shop around to.
That doesn't
nice price to start the day. Kickstart the day with your win.
Lovely. Tone, you got one yourself? I'm sure you have.
Kickstarter.
Yep.
That's it. Kickstart our day, Tone.
I've forgotten what it was now. Sorry, I have to look it up on me.
I think yours was in the first race at Randwick, if I'm right.
It is. Not DiMaggio, is it? What did I? I'm sorry.
That was it. That's a blooper there. You don't want to keep that
Pisces. That's it. Yeah, one will start. I think it one will start. I don't see any reason why it can't win again. Who's on board? Let me have a look. I've got my notes here. Haven't I?
Somewhere.
Sorry, gentlemen.
Kicking off. This is us just kicking off the show again, guys. Bear with us.
What's names on it? I don't like tipping this particular hoop, but Rachel King's on board. But
why don't you like Rachel?
Oh no, she cost me money before. It's. But I think it's good enough to win this. $3, so it's 2-1 really, isn't it? So yeah, it's drawn well out in barrier 8, I think.
Yep.
I just think it'll back up again. I was pretty impressed last start of this win, so
It was a
I
nice
think
start
you
last start.
can get the early money there.
Well,
I'm
I've got it well.
going to make it a TT, but I didn't because I've got a special for the TT. But
you know what's interesting, Tone, and we won't give this away, but your special is coming up against someone's Kickstarter.
mine,
Yeah.
Yes, but that doesn't matter because we're all about options here. So we love to give people options.
Or as the great one used to say,
no,
"It's
I
never too bad."
can
It's
see it
okay,
now.
Tone. No, it's okay because you know what? It just shows that we are a very consistent show here. So whether it was with Pezza or after Pezza, Tone is still Tone. So that's the most important thing. You haven't changed. We don't want you to change. We're going to embrace you for who you are. And if that means
Absolutely.
you're contradictory a little bit, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to give you one as well. So my Kickstarter is a Doomben.
Go.
And I know that Pezza would have liked it. I think the Barney would have liked it. And I think you boys should like it as well. It's in the first race. It's number 14. It's Pacific Ruby. I think we all love the Ruby horse. It's about
A ruby horse.
I don't think this thing
Ruby, Ruby.
I don't think this thing's missed a place or missed the Quinella first up. So if we can align these three together, we've got We've got about $4, $2, $5. So what's that? Keeping it simple. 4 by 2 is
40
8.
to 1.
5 is 40 to 1. So if you want to throw a lazy, $1,000 on it, you've got 40,000. Get in the queue, book the holidays, come and
Who
visit
needs Powerball?
Own in Japan. If you don't get the 4 and you take a 2 and you get, I don't know, you get 8 to 1, because let's just say, mine might miss out, probably won't. You get 8 to 1, you have 1,000 on, go up to far north Queensland and visit Mardo with the 8
Bloody
grand
oath.
in the bank.
Beer's cold up here, boys.
The beer is cold. What's the weather like up there?
Oh, rain's on and off, but it's actually cooled down. Actually, night times are nice and fresh. They're getting under 20 degrees. Most days are clear blue skies and about 24, 25. Beautiful days. And then you get that miserable drizzly rain that comes in the afternoon. But that's time to sit down and have a beer and a chat, isn't it?
And what are you getting there, Tone? What are you getting there in Japan at the moment?
It's starting to get warmer now, but it's starting. The clouds are starting to get that dark look because it's the rainy season next month. But it's in the high 20, mid to high 20s. It's 20, 24, 25, 28, 26. And it's starting to get a little bit humid. You can feel the humidity is starting to come in. But it's been a horror prior to this. The weather's been horrible. It was good. It was good when my sister was here, but prior to her arrival, half just here. Prior to that, the weather's been not good.
Does she have a name, your half sister, Tone?
Yeah, of course she does.
What's her name?
Liz. There you go, Liz.
Is it
Yeah,
Liz or
Liz.
Is it Liz or Elizabeth?
It's Elizabeth, but we call her Liz.
Go by Liz to your mates.
That's it.
We're all mates here, aren't we?
Now,
Yep.
I want to ask you boys, what do you think about the fandom? Because I know before we had our little vacation, bereavement, whatever you want to call it, the fandom wasn't going too well. I don't have all the data. Unfortunately, a lot of that's gone, but that's probably a good thing that it's gone. So, are we happy with the fandom?
Oh, you're happy with the fandom. I mean, I jump on now and then for those 10% investments, just a bit of fun for the day. If it hits, you'll get anywhere between double and 10 to 1 your money. If it misses, it's not a massive outlay because I'm only taking 10%.
You happy with it?
Yeah, I think so. Like, it's okay. It's there as an option. People can throw in their own, or they can put a line through some of the fandoms and put their own in, or decide to take all the phantoms and don't add any of their own. They have it as a separate
I like that idea, Tone. Use it as a reference for your own.
Yeah, whatever you think. Yeah, that's right, mate. They can all look, can't they, and see what what the fandom's gotten.
Well, it saddens me a bit because I used to get stuck into the fandom because I wasn't a big fan, and he's let me down this week because generally speaking, I like to put up the slides and everything. on a Thursday night, and he hasn't put his numbers through. So I haven't got his picture up. I haven't been able to put his numbers up. He's disappointed me. So, Phantom, I know who you are now. I know exactly who you are. So you're a lazy bastard. Not a bullying bastard in that way, but maybe you're a lazy individual. Maybe you're a lazy person with special needs. But otherwise, doesn't really matter. You're lazy. So get your bloody slides out to me. Get your numbers to me. Make them happen so that when I put this show up tomorrow, today, tonight, whenever I do, they're there. So that message goes to Fandom. Now, the other thing I've got to say, I know we lost Pezza. I know I had a stroke, but a good friend of mine, Tone, you know him. Well, you know him through Palti, and Marto, you do, but I've kept it a bit quiet. But good old Mark Noe recently had to go some surgery, and I don't know if you boys know, but actually lost a kidney.
Oh, right.
So I kept it a bit quiet. I was up at the coast. I took my son up there, and I went and visited. And yeah, it wasn't great. I mean, it was fantastic because I got free tickets to SeaWorld, and it was great to see the chieftain and also Noe and all the other boys up there that I know. But he was in hospital. He was in hospital for probably near on a month. So it was pretty hard, pretty soul destroying, especially when we've all dodged bullets in one way, shape, or form. But Mark nearly didn't dodge it, but he's out of hospital.
Good.
He's lost about 45 kilos because that's how big his kidney was. I'm joking. But yeah, so yeah, I just thought I'd throw out to him because he is back at home and I know he watches the show. So I'm glad that he's still on top of the ground and not under it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good on you, Mark. Keep battling on, mate.
So keep battling away there, Noe. We're behind you. We're behind you.
So he also came into a little bit of money. And I love the fact that he's come into a bit of money because by watching this show, we can send him broke. So, Tone, give us your titanium tip. Can contribute.
A titanium tip. Oh, well, I always tip in the toughest races of the day, and I tip things that are, like that, just like the what's the show? I've forgotten the name of the show. It's out of that bloody show, The Outer Limits. Or what was it? The Twilight Zone.
This is a bit like that here.
Anyway, so race 2 in Sydney, up in Randwick. I love Randwick, eh? Race 2 in Sydney, and I'm going for DiMaggio, number 3. How can you not back it? Come to the city. Jay Ford, who is one of my favourite country provincial jockeys, is on it. It's one of Kimmy War's horses. It's way over the odds. I don't think it deserves the 16-1 price tag that it's got. I think it should be a bit, no more than about 10s. But it's $16 to win, $3.90 the place. It's won its last couple, admittingly, yes, in the country. It won its last start at Newcastle, the start before at Wyong. A good second at Hawkesbury, the start before that. So I just think like it's not a world beater, but it could put up a good effort here at odds. Right. So
Marto, what do you reckon? Because I know.
Well, I'm just thinking exactly what Pezza would have said. Benny, 2 bets in race 2 in Sydney. Take Marto's Kickstarter and have a little saver on Tone's titanium tip as well. And be sure to take the Quinella because it could just happen.
Now, hang on. Now, no disrespect, Marto, no disrespect to your Tone, but now I'm going to speak the truth. All right? I'm really going to tell you what Pez said. Bloody hell, Tone, what are you doing? Did you even look? Did you know that Marto tipped Navy Blood in the same race? What are you doing? Then you get all upset, okay, that it's the same race. Unbelievable. That's what he was.
Yeah, but I think I had all my selections out first this week.
And to be honest, you are right. Yeah. You did. So, fair enough, Marto.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
I think we'll have the Quinella. I don't care if Mardos wins. I'll take the 390 for the place. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
I do have yours in my numbers, just not quite as strong as my Kickstarter. So I'll probably be having a little Quinella bet there, Tane.
Yes, let's hope
And
we
if
can
you get up, the Quinella pays even better.
Well, you know what? I actually like them both. I'll tell you why. Because when I saw your horse, Marto, first, Navy Blood, the first thing I thought of is Carlton because of the Navy Blues.
Oh,
and then when I looked
yeah.
at your horse, Tone DiMaggio, the first thing I thought about is Vinny Cottogio, and he played for the Navy Blues.
For the
So
Blues,
as far as I was concerned, you guys have married these two up perfectly
right.
for a bloke like me who's straight off the boat to get a perfect Quinella. So
Good on you.
here we
Well,
know. Who knows?
Saturday will tell. Saturday will tell.
Absolutely. What about the meat and two veg, Marto?
Meat and two veg, we're going back up to Brisbane, race 3, another early race. I'm going to take a punt at the name of this. I'll never pronounce it right. Salui. We got Oppie Blossom on. Now, this thing was pushed out to 1,200 the last couple of races. Did win at Caulfield when it was allowed to lead. It was drawn low. I think it was found out a bit on the heavy track at the Sunny Coast. And the 1,200 sort of found him out at the trip. It was in a much stronger race. Back to 1,100. Oppie Blossom stays on. Drawn in the middle there, number 6. I think we just go hell for leather here, and I'm happy with the $5.50. I've got him rated at just over $3, so very, very happy with the price on this one. I'm not worried about the weight. Firming track is certainly going to suit him as well. And like I said, Oppie Blossom on. I mean, you don't go too wrong with Oppie on.
Will he? If he doesn't find the lead, can it take a sit?
It can take a sit and has done before, but I do think he probably does find the lead, given they've run that way the last 2 starts for a win and a third. And like I said, the third, he was only overcome late on the heavy track. I think the conditions found him out there. No more rain in Brisbane, so the track is going to be drying and improving, and that suits him well. I think Salui, away we go. We've got a meat and two veg winner. $5.50. Thank you very much.
Nothing wrong with that. Well,
I was thinking about. I might have read something about that when it last started. It was in the worst part of the track, wasn't it, Marto? It was in the
bog, mate. Shocking. But
they were coming over the top because he just couldn't get any traction.
No, not at all. It was a bottomless track at on the Sunny Coast, mate. We got finished behind Cornish and Sofrado, who are arguably 2 of the better wet track horses in Queensland at the moment. I think that was actually the Sunshine Coast, the Queensland Guineas or something like that. It was one of those sort of races. Correct me. That was a pretty strong race and brings nice form into this.
Well, I can tell you that I've stayed away from Doomben with my Fister. And I know the Fister was, I mean, people can say it's a bit of a piggyback, and I'm going to say it as well, because it was from the heavens tip a couple of weeks ago. It's all about me. It always has been. Pezza, if you're listening, nothing's changed. It's still about me. Now, okay, is I didn't have to create the coup to take over. You bloody went and bailed on us, and now I've had to take over, and I didn't want to. But it is, I Know a Star. And I think it ran with number 5. I Know a Star should be able to, it's 4th up. It's had 2 goes, 4th up. Won both times. Its form leading into this was second, third. If it gets a easier lead, can dictate a little bit better, probably has fitness on its side, and proven 4th up, it's the one. It's $5 roughly. For me, is it money in the bank? Probably. If it's not, it's probably a little bit of an interest anyway, and I reckon we definitely weigh in. But as far as I'm concerned, I know a star. I am a star. I've always been a star. It's always been about me. Let me stop talking. They're the 3 bets. I will get some slides.
I do like it.
I will get some slides up for all this sort of stuff as well. So I'm sorry, to the Palmy Farmy or Palmy Army or the Farmy Palmy, whatever we want to call you out there. We'll get
the funny farm.
I know
we'll get better.
We will. And there's a race up at Doomben as well. I mean, the massive Doomben Cup.
Oh, the time on it. Yes.
Massive.
They've taken 400 metres off it and called it the same race.
It's unbelievable. Isn't it? I don't know why they do that sometimes. It's like the old derbies.
I don't
They
know.
used to have them over more distance and stuff, and then they brought them back. Are you a fan of that sort of
Yeah.
stuff?
Not myself personally, because it was a prelude to the Melbourne Cup. Or was it 24 or 2600 it used to be? And that gave you an idea of what sort of horses are running up there, might be running in the Cup. And of course, Vow and Declare came out of one of those races as well. Speaking of which, have we got a tip for the Doomben Cup, boys?
We do.
We do.
We all
It's
do.
a fairly open race, I tell you what.
Tony, have you got one?
Oh,
'Cause this is
it's
this
a
is
toughie.
this is in our numbers here. Go for it, Tone. Hit us one. Yours.
Well, I'm backing up. I'd always been a fan. Detonator Jack.
Oh,
I've got to go with Detonator Jack. Detonator Jack. Of course, it's a really difficult race, but I'm going to stick with him. And I think he's around about $5. I think $5 or $5.50.
Yeah.
does he see 2000? I mean, I know it's not an overly
Well,
strong field, so there is a chance of that, but he's a mile
Yeah.
from stepping up. Isn't he? You reckon
Well-
he's got progression up to go up to 2,000 meters?
Well, I reckon he can, only
Well,
because you know how
I do
sometimes
too.
as horses mature, they sometimes get over a little bit more ground. They're trained a little bit
Guy
different.
Waterhouse said that her grandfather, TJ Smith, or
Yeah.
her father, I'm sorry if I got that wrong, said, "Don't buy me a stayer, he'll never win. Buy me a sprinter and I'll teach him how to stay." And that's sort of that progression that Detonator Jack has taken, isn't it?
Mate,
He's gone
you
from
know,
the 12 to the 14
Yeah.
to 16, and now he's stepping up to 2,000.
I wish some of my ex-girlfriends thought about me like that. Hey,
Yeah.
get me a sprinter
It doesn't
and then I'll
go the
teach
other
him how
way.
to stay. Gee whiz, I wish that was the case. Marno, what do you like?
I am going with an old favourite here because I think he's been reborn in Vow and Declare. Only because, like I've already said, this is not a strong race. It's not a strong field, rather. And he brings tremendous Australia Cup form into this. He was a length fourth behind Cascadian, who beat Pride of Jenny, who then came out and absolutely brained him at Sydney, who also beat a Tissue, who then went on to win as well. I think that's incredible form lines for this. And we're getting, I'm just pulling him up now. We're into $10 now. I've jumped on him at $12. He's coming to $10. Vow and Declare. I think he's been reborn. He's not a 2-mile horse anymore, but he does have that big lung capacity, can stay all day, and still has a sprint finish, which is shown down in Melbourne. So 1.25 miles to 1.5 miles, I think, is his ideal distance. We're going 1.25 miles here at 2,000 meters. Firming track. He doesn't like a really wet track, but he does like a bit of give because he's getting old now. He's 8-year-old. I really like his chances here.
Yeah, 11. I'm just looking now. It's $11 on Bet365. The only thing I don't like, Marto, he's not one of my fans, is Billy Egan. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, but Egan's sort of the regular jockey now because Williams jumped off after the Cup, and
Yes.
Billy Egan's taken over from there. And he's got, 3 wins from 7 starts on him or something like that. It's not a bad record.
It's interesting,
No.
Marno, because I reckon every carnival over the last probably 3 years, you've tipped Vow and Declare.
Somewhere along the line, yes. I
Yes,
do.
yes.
Yes.
So it's like your pony in the backyard. Look, I'm going with
Yes.
Kovalika. I think it's the
Oh.
race favourite, but I think
It
2000 is going to suit. I know it's been running on, and I think that in many of its races, it's been running on. I just hope that this is a race that it runs on and actually bobs at the line first. But
Yeah.
it's been a bit of a cash cow for me, more of recent. But yeah, look, I think maybe this is the right race. 2,000 meters in Queensland. It's got so much upside, but it's just
Yeah.
been on the downslide, I guess, financially. But that's the one.
I don't mind him. I really don't. I just don't think it's as clear cut as $3.50 for Kovalika. I really think he's better as a 1.5 miles, but definitely, like I said, again, the field's not strong, and he will be running on, as you said.
Yeah.
So, if you like him, jump on.
No, that's exactly what I think. Now, a little bit of football talk. Marto, you're up and about the Swannies,
Oh,
the top of the table.
cheer the red and the white.
Yeah,
10-1.
What's his name that Hayward going to leave? Is he going to take the multi-million-dollar
No.
contract?
He won't leave. He'll stay in Sydney, mate. That was just a bit of trade bait to see what he could get on a business deal. Probably increase his own brand a little bit at Sydney, maybe get a few extra dollars out of the club. but I don't think we're going to let him go, mate. Horse has already come out and said whatever he wants, we're just willing to give it because they really want to keep him. You'd be mad to let him go. Yeah, for the sake of 100,000, 150,000, you'd be crazy to let him go. Give him an extra year on. You know?
What about
Sorry?
you, the Tigers? I mean, how many years are they going to be down for now?
It's going to be down for a few, I think. Yeah.
About 20
Well,
or
I mean,
30 like last time before they...
no, I don't think it'll be that long, but I mean, you know, every great empire falls, doesn't it? I mean, like we've lost so many to retirement. You know, we've got absolutely the most horrendous injury list. We've lost, you know, everybody. It's a complete turnaround, right? So yeah, it's going to be a while, Taz. I think it's going to be a few years.
That's like
Hawthorn has
music
never
to
really come back yet, have they? Sorry.
It's like music to my ears, though. When hearing a Richmond supporter complain about injuries, complain about how they're down again, it's like music.
I'm not complaining. I'm stating a fact. Yeah, wombat.
But they're the facts that Carlton supporters like. Do you know what I mean? We like it. It's like...
Well, you know, for the likes of Kane Corns and Damien Barrett, those people who should be locked up and never, ever let out of jail, Kane Corns would be rubbing his hands together, having a Tommy Tank. Can't stand him. He's an absolute...
He loves
well,
Tristan Mitchell, doesn't he?
You know what I'm going to use? Starts with S. Yeah, I can't stand him. Damien Barrett is just a troll on legs. The worst. Oh, just can't stand him. But yeah, they're all happy we're down there. That's fine. That's fine. It's time for someone else to have a crack. Yeah.
Tony, you do have something to cheer about, mate. Well, you had a fully fit squad. You are still the only team in 11 rounds to beat the Sydney Swans. So there is something there, isn't there? When you've got a fully fit squad on the field, you can beat the best in the competition.
Yeah, there's not much.
Miracles do happen. Miracles do happen. Then we go and get beat by 119 points or something. I mean, how does it work out? I don't know.
Like you said, you've only got half a squad on the field, mate. There are a lot of injuries. There are a lot of aging bodies there. I think he's 300 and goes myself. But what do you reckon, Tone? You're a fan of the club.
Dusty, do you want him to stay? Does he go? What does he do?
Look, he's done so much for Richmond. I'd let him do what he wants. You know, everyone's speculating. Geez, I don't know. I think he'll probably retire. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires. You know, he's doing it hard. It'd be great if he stayed at the club and coached all the young guys, but I don't know what he's going to do. But you know, it's up to him. He owes us nothing. He's done so much for us. So, you know,
does he ruin his legacy if he does move on and play somewhere else? Does he then say something about his character, that he's not just a one club man and maybe he's gone to another club for money?
Well, did we say that about Gary Ablett when he went to the Gold Coast? I mean, we could see Dusty Martin following Hardwick up to the Gold Coast for a year or with options, whatever, after he sees 300 at the club. We didn't say that about Gary Ablett. We said he went up there to help the club with his experience. And he did bring a lot of young fellas through and gave them a lot of experience. I mean, Dusty could provide that leadership at the Gold Coast, who are on the improve and need that guidance there as well. I know they're developing their own leadership group as well. But someone like Dusty Martin coming in, a 300 game, a veteran who knows how to run in the midfield, who knows how to run down the wing, who knows how to kick goals, who knows how to attack the footy, can bring a lot of extra input into that club.
So, question.
Maybe he goes there.
Question. Gold Coast Suns have an opportunity to sign one player for potentially a year or two. Do you take Pendlebury or do you take Dusty?
I'm with Dusty, hands down.
Tone?
Absolutely. It'd have to be Dusty.
I don't think Pendlebury's got the same heart.
Gee whiz, I tell you
Sorry to all the Collingwood fans out there.
No, I don't apologise to them. They're all toothless. Don't worry about that. It's bizarre because I'm actually on the Pendlebury bandwagon. If there was a chance to take on one or the other, I'm not saying that Dusty or Pendlebury's a better footballer or whatever, but I just think what Pendlebury brings in may be of more value to a group.
He might bring a cleaner image as Pendlebury rather than Dusty with the family history there.
Very, very true.
Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I think he also brings a level of... I'm not saying that Dusty doesn't bring professionalism, but I think Dusty leads with actions, whereas Pendlebury leads with actions and direction.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you that. I'd agree.
And that's why I think Pendlebury is the one. And I mean, it pains me to say it because, truth be told, if you're wearing yellow and black or white and black, it's really just yuck. But anyway, it is what it is. Gentlemen, we are going to go. I think it might be time to wrap it up. It's about 4 a.m. here in New Caledonia, even though I'm based in Victoria. It's been an absolute pleasure. Sign us off, Marto. Any words of wisdom, anything you want to throw out to the Palmy?
No, look, I was driving down the road the other day and I saw my ex on the side of the road, and the term "I'd hit that" took on a whole new meaning. Hey, good luck to the Palmy on Saturday. I hope the Kickstarters get up. I hope all our picks get up. And I hope the fandom puts in a good quaddy for us too, because Sandown is a bloody open day. It's going to pay a mozza if we get up there.
No, awesome. Tone, what do you got?
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Hopefully, the Kickstarters will continue to power away, and hopefully we'll get some other tips up as well. And we'll just continue on. We know it's all very different now, but we'll do our best and to carry on the legacy of the great man of Pezza. And so just want everyone to keep watching. We'll be here. Get ready to flush your money down the toilet on Tuesday. I'll be back with the Tomahawks.
They've been going good. I've been putting a line through them of recent. Well done. Thanks, Tony. Best ways I've had in a while.
In the country.
Seriously.
God, they've all been racing in the Sorban Stakes recently. Oh, shocker.
At least you're having a go, Tony. At least you put your name behind them and having a go, mate. I've got to love that.
We do what we can, Marto, and they will come good. They will come good. There's a couple of winners here and there. So,
well, I've got something for you before we go, and I'm one full of trivial information. But do you know that if you multiplied the number 9 by any number, you end up with 9?
Yes, that's a high school trick.
No, I didn't.
So think about it. Pick a number, and then you guys have got a calculator there. So if you went 403 times 9, who's got a calculator?
No.
Yeah, geez, you're going to make me get it,
that
right?
was something simple.
You got just that one. 403 times 9, what does it equal?
403 times 9. 403 times 9 equals 3627.
Okay, so add 3 plus 6 is 9.
11.
9. Plus